Okay, so question number one. How important RA 7394 to consumers? So RA 7394 is very important because it protects consumers against hazard to health and safety. So it protects the consumer against deceptive, unfair, and unconscionable sales. Okay, so next question. If you will weights the factor that influence consumer behavior, what weights heavier and primarily affect consumer behavior? So for me, the heavier weights factors that influence consumer behavior is the marketing campaign. So marketing campaigns because marketing campaigns affect the decision making in purchasing a product of a consumer, because people will get easily persuaded by the message of the marketing campaign. So once they hear the message of the campaign, so they will easily persuade. Okay, so once they hear the campaign and they like the or they are interested in the product, so they will directly purchase the product even if it's not their priority because of the message of the campaign. Okay, so number three question: what are the importance of consumer in relation to the economy? So the importance of consumer in relation to economy is, first is all the consumer consume goods and services directly and indirectly to maximize satisfactory and utility. Second is consumer is the one who pays. They are the one who pays to consume the goods and services produced in our country. So they are important because they are one also the reason why the economy of our country is strong or high. Okay, so number four question: when and how will you practice your right as a consumer? Okay, so I will when do I practice my rights as a consumer? So I will practice my rights as a consumer every time when I go to the market and buy foods or product. Okay, so how will you practice your right? Okay, so I will practice the I will practice your rights as a consumer. Alright, so I will practice my right as a consumer is, for example, if the marketer will ask me to or will introduce me a product that I don't like, so I will say no. So I have the right to choose from a selection of quality products and services in that market. So it was my right as a consumer. Okay, so number five question: what type of consumer behavior do you possess? All right, so the types of consumer behavior that I possess is a habitual buying behavior. So because I have experienced before, so especially when I have limited budget, so I went to the market. When went to the market, I always um buy product that I usually buy, for example the soap, the coffee, the milk. Okay, so that's why I am a um habitual consumer behavior. Okay, so number six question: for marketers, is it important to know the behavior of consumers in buying a product? Yes, it is very important to know the behavior consumer, so that first we know what type of product they are looking for. So for example, if there are customers who went to your store, um, who went to your store, so you already know, if for example, if you introduce them a product and that are expensive, then they will say no. So you already know that they are the type of um, consumer that has a um, habitual. Okay, so they are habitual, so you already know what type of product um they want to purchase. Okay, so next is it is important to know so that we will understand their reaction. For example, when we introduce them a product, so then if we will introduce them a product, then it is not their type, so we understand their reaction or their respond to your product. Okay, so number 7 question: what are your responsibilities as a consumer? So the responsibilities, my responsibilities as a consumer is, first is when I go to the market, so your responsibilities is to read and follow instructions of the market. Okay, so when you go to their store, so if they are rules and regulations, so you should need to follow their instructions. Okay, so number 2 is um, responsibilities as consumer is to use the product and service properly. So if you will buy food, you need to eat that food. uh, it's not okay if you buy food and you will throw it away. Okay, so you should use it in a proper way. Okay, so number 3, if responsibilities as consumer, if you have concern and then speak out. For example, if you purchase a product that that is already expired, so you need to speak out your concern. It is your responsibility as a consumer. Okay, so number 8 question: so as a marketer, how will you practice good consumer education? So I will practice good consumer education by knowing the behaviors of the consumer, so that we 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 easily adjust and adapt their behavior when it comes to purchasing a product. Okay, so next is practice to be patience, because there are some customers that very strict. So for example, if you market or if you campaign a product and then you will introduce them to them, then they are very strict. So you already know that they are type of customers that really needs a good quality. So you need to practice to be patient so that you understand each other. Okay, so and then the last is to value the rights of the customer. So you need to value their rights. So for example, if they complain, so you should need to um, accept their complaint so that you understand each other. Okay.